Friends, today we will discuss another topic in ecology, that is nutrient cycling in ecosystems. Nutrient cycling or nutrient cycles in ecosystem. So far we have discussed इन इकोलॉजी मनी टॉपिक्स. हमने इकोलॉजिकल सक्सेशन डिस्कस किया, हमने डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ इकोलॉजिकल सक्सेशन डिस्कस किया. आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है, दिस इज न्यूट्रिएंट साइकिलिंग इन इकोसिस्टम्स. ऑल ऑफ यू नो दैट organisms require nutrients. Organisms require nutrients. Organisms require nutrients. For what? Because they need these nutrients for growth. They need these nutrients for reproduction. They need these nutrients for maintenance of other vital body functions. Maintenance of other body, maintenance of vital body functions. Right? कोई भी बॉडी फंक्शन हो, रिप्रोडक्शन हो, ओवरऑल ग्रोथ ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिज्म हो, न्यूट्रिएंट्स की ऑर्गेनिजम्स को जरूरत पड़ती है. राइट? ये न्यूट्रिएंट्स बेसिकली दीज आर इनऑर्गेनिक सबस्टेंसेस. न्यूट्रिएंट्स आर इनऑर्गेनिक सबस्टेंसेस. राइट? देयर आर many types of nutrients. Basically 8 nutrients are required by organisms in relatively large amounts. I may say living organisms may require nutrients, but out of these nutrients only 8 are required in relatively large amounts. What are those? Those 8 nutrient elements which are required by living organisms in relatively large amounts. Those are carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, calcium, and potassium. These are 8 which are relatively used by living organisms in relatively large amounts. Right? These are 8 nutrients which are required by living organisms in relatively large amounts. But one thing you must, understand here, there is a term that is known as standing quality, or most commonly it is known as standing state. What is this standing state or standing quality? Standing state. Standing state is the amount of nutrient element. Amount of nutrient element. Standing state is the amount of nutrient element such as carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, etc. present in the soil at any given time. At any given time. This we call as standing state. What is standing state? Standing state is the amount of nutrient elements, I may say, such as carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, etc., present in soil at any given time. This is known as standing state. आपने स्टैंडिंग क्रॉप के बारे में भी सुना होगा. Standing crop is another term. Let me write down here, standing crop. This standing crop is different from standing state. In standing state, we discuss the amount of nutrient element present in soil at any given time. While as in standing crop, we say that standing crop is the amount of biomass present at any time in an ecosystem. Amount of biomass. Total living material which is used for production of energy, that is known as biomass. When we discuss amount of biomass at any given time in an ecosystem, that is standing crop. But when we talk of standing state is the amount of nutrient elements. The nutrient element could be carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, whatsoever, present in soil, present in the reservoir at any given time. This is known as standing state. Okay? Now, I told you that 8 mineral nutrients are required by, 8 nutrients I may say here, are required by living organisms in relatively large amounts. Those 8 were carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, potassium, and calcium. Now, one thing about nutrients is that nutrients are not lost to ecosystem. They are not lost. They don't become rare in the ecosystem. Why? Because they are recycled. Nutrients are, I may write down here, nutrients are recycled time and again, indefinitely in the ecosystem. Nutrients are recycled time and again, indefinitely in the ecosystem. Right? Because of this property of nutrients, that these nutrients are not lost to the ecosystem, but they remain always in a cycle. They are recycled time and again, indefinitely. This is the basis for what nutrient cycling means. Let's now discuss nutrient cycling. Okay. Nutrient cycling. Let me write down. Nutrient cycling is defined as the exchange of nutrient element or nutrients. Nutrient cycling is defined as the exchange of nutrient elements between the living components and non-living components. Living components and non-living components of ecosystem. Which non-living compound? Water and soil. This is nutrient cycling. Nutrient cycling is defined as the exchange of nutrient elements between the living components, that means living organisms, and non-living components of ecosystem. Non-living components means water and soil. Right? This is nutrient cycling. And all these nutrient cycles which take place in ecosystem, they have been broadly divided into 2 types. Let me write down here. Nutrient cycles. nutrient cycles. Nutrient cycles. They have been broadly divided into two types. One type is gaseous cycles, right? Another type is sedimentary cycles. Sedimentary cycles. So, all the nutrient cycles have been broadly classified into two types: gaseous nutrient cycles and sedimentary nutrient cycles, right? Let us discuss gaseous nutrient cycles. These cycles are those cycles in which the nutrient elements occur in the form of gases or vapors, right? Gaseous cycles are those cycles, gaseous nutrient cycles are those cycles in which the nutrient elements occur in the form of gases or vapors, right? The reservoir of these nutrient elements in gaseous cycles is the atmosphere and hydrosphere. That means water. Hydrosphere. Right? These are gaseous cycles. I may say that gaseous cycles are those cycles in which these nutrient elements, I may say, these occur in gaseous or vapors form. They are either in the form of gases or they are in the form of vapors. Now their source, the reservoir of these, gaseous cycles, the reservoir of these, nutrient elements in gaseous cycles are the atmosphere and the hydrosphere. When I say atmosphere, I say air. And when I say hydrosphere, I say water. One thing about gaseous cycle is that these gaseous cycles are quick. What does that mean? That means they are always in circulation. They circulate between the components of, living this ecosystem very quickly because they don't get blocked. They don't get blocked. They remain always in circulation. Hence, these cycles, we consider these cycles as, very quick cycles because the nutrient elements in these cycles, they always remain in circulation. They always move from one component to the other component. And it's the reason why gaseous cycles of nutrient cycles, these are known as perfect cycles. Why they are known as perfect cycles? Because the nutrient elements in these gases always remain in circulation. Let us suppose an example. I will take an example of a gaseous nutrient cycle, that is carbon cycle. Okay? Before going to the example, I may say gaseous cycles, examples of gaseous cycle. This is carbon cycle, it is an example of gaseous cycle. Hydrogen cycle, it is another example of gaseous cycle. Nitrogen cycle, this is another example of gaseous cycle. Oxygen cycle, this is another example of gaseous cycle. I was telling you that these gaseous cycles are also called as perfect cycle. Perfect cycle is a cycle. Perfect nutrient cycle is a cycle in which nutrient element remains always in a circulation. It moves through different components of ecosystem. It doesn't block somewhere. It remains always in circulation. Let me take you give you an example. Suppose this is carbon cycle. This carbon is taken by plants, right, from atmosphere. When I say atmosphere, this carbon is taken from carbon dioxide by plants. And what do plants do with it? They change it into carbohydrate, right? They perform photosynthesis. As a result of photosynthesis, carbohydrate is formed, right? And this carbon gets incorporated into carbohydrate. Then now this carbohydrate is stored in plants. Then these plants are eaten by other living organisms, such as animals or human beings. Those animals are known as herbivores, right? And then when this is now the carbon which was incorporated into carbohydrate, now it has passed into animals, human beings. These animals and human beings, when they die, these die, right? They are then decomposed by microorganisms. And whatever amount there was in their dead body of carbon incorporated in carbohydrates, right? This is released back to the system, back to the ecosystem, right? Almost 99% of carbon is released because of this activity which I have told you. So in that case, we label these gaseous cycles as perfect cycles, perfect nutrient cycles, because they are always in circulation. They remain always in circulation. They are not blocked anywhere. They don't get blocked somewhere during their circulation, right? These are gaseous cycles. Now come to the sedimentary cycles. Let us go for sedimentary cycles. Sedimentary cycles are usually those cycles which occur in non-gaseous state. These cycles occur in non-gaseous state, right? Non-gaseous state. Whereas these were present in the form of gases are these vapors, right? These occur in non-gaseous state, right? And sedimentary cycles का जो रिजर्वायर, सेडिमेंट्री साइकिल्स में न्यूट्रिएंट एलिमेंट्स का जो रिजर्वायर होता है, सोर्स जो होता है, that exists in the earth's crust of earth. The reservoir of nutrient elements in gaseous cycles was the air, atmosphere I may say, or water, while as the reservoir of nutrient elements in sedimentary cycles is the crust of earth, earth's crust. I mean, they are present in soil, right? Gaseous cycles were quick. What does that mean? That means they keep on moving, circulating through the different components of ecosystem. Whereas these sedimentary cycles, these are very slow. Why? What does that mean? That means that these nutrient elements in sedimentary cycles can be blocked. They can be blocked somewhere, in a rock for long periods. So they are slow. They can be, blocked somewhere as a salt in soil. So they can be moved out of the ecosystem for longer periods. It's the reason why these sedimentary cycles are, very, slow in their action, right? Now, presently, these nutrient cycles are also called as biogeochemical cycles. These are also called as biogeochemical cycles. Why? Because bio means living organisms. Living organisms, because these cycles have to do with living organisms. They have to move from producers to consumers, etc. Components of, living components of ecosystem. Geo means earth or soil, because their source is ultimately the, soil, earth, right? And chemicals, biogeochemical. Chemical means they are all chemicals. These, nutrient elements are chemicals. They can be compounds, they can be ions, right? And they can even be, they can be minerals. So these ions, compounds, minerals, these are all, chemicals. It's the reason why presently term biogeochemical cycles or biogeochemical cycling is preferred to the neutral cycle. This was today's introduction about neutral cycling. Tomorrow we will discuss gaseous cycles, carbon cycle, and sedimentary cycles, phosphorus cycle in detail. Thank you. Okay.